like to preface this by apologizing to everyone who sent me a message on YouTube privately. Before, I didn't get messages. You know, like, I used to check my messages regularly. I was hungry for a message. I was like, someone message me. Please. Realize I'm here.
Do you have my letters? Beautiful letters. Please let me read them now.
And I'd have the same 7 messages over and over and over again. So I stopped checking my messages because it seemed like I wasn't getting any. But it seems that in the past month or so, I've gotten a slew of messages. So please forgive me if I've missed your message. It's nothing personal. I didn't know I had them. And on that note, this message was sent to me by Chloe a week ago. And luckily, I recently checked my messages. It was so ridiculous that it was hard to believe. Actually, she told me that Polygon is already complaining about violence against women because of the Last of Us 2 trailer. Like, holy shit. It's amazing. Polygon can't stop being crap. Polygon can't stop being Polygon. I was about to say, maybe we should like turn Polygon into like when someone fucks up and you can just go, wow, dude, you really Polygon that shit. Anyway, this is written by Julia Alexander. I have a strong feeling just reading some of this she's a feminist. I'm almost worried that reading this could result into me being sued somehow because that's how stupid everything is. Stop using extreme violence to sell your game. That is the title. Get ready. It's gonna be a retarded ride. Bones bludgeoned with hammers. A noose wrapped tightly around a struggling woman's neck. The woman was fucking ripped in the video, okay? If I saw that chick walking down the street, I'd move the fuck out of the bitch's way. Cause I'd be worried she was having her special friend for the time of the month and just decide to punch me in the face for the fuck of it. Fucking punch me in the face and body slam me. Local news, Channel 11, small faggot completely beaten up and bludgeoned by a very angry diesel dyke who recently lost a carpentry job. The blade of a knife pressed into a vulnerable stomach. The gruesome imagery Naughty Dog manages to cram into just 5-minute trailer of The Last of Us 2 is physically uncomfortable to sit through. If a video game trailer where a world is like overrun with fucked up people and some sort of disease that have zombie-like creatures, it's a game and it's too much for you, I don't know how the fuck you get through life, honey. What happens? Does this chick get a bill and open it and go, oh, oh, oh my god, it's a bill. Oh, these things come every month. When will it stop? I can already feel if she sees this, I'm so going to be in trouble. Like, I'll probably get sued for no reason.
Today in Christina's court.
You made fun of me. And then the courts will be like, well, you can't make fun of feminists, you know, sir. The victims of the vicious assault, 2 women, are unarmed. It's not clear why we're watching 2 women be tortured, but we're asked to take the extreme violence under the assumption that we'll be rewarded with more information for doing so. The information never comes, however, and all we're left with is a... what? Residual nausea?
Oh my god.
Are you shitting me? Does she not know what the fuck a trailer is? What the fuck is this real? Am I being trolled? Did Chloe troll me? This feels like it's a troll post. It's as if this woman just stepped out of the womb or something. Like, where has she been? Has she been living in like a fallout shelter, a cave? And she came outside and realized that gaming involves violence? I mean, honest to God, The Last of Us trailer was insanely interesting. I mean, I don't even have a PlayStation 4, but this trailer made me interested enough to where I was considering buying a PlayStation 4 Pro on Black Friday just to play this game and a couple other ones that Sony showed off. That's what the fuck a trailer does. It gets you interested in something you otherwise didn't give 2 squats about a week ago, 5 minutes ago, 10 seconds ago, but now you're in, baby. It reminds me of what the fuck Prince said when he did the song My Name is Prince. He said, that's when I got you. That's when you mine. To tell the truth, tell me what's my line. Hold on, I think I got the lyric wrong. Give me a minute. Without a gun, when you hear my music, you be having fun. That's when I got you. That's when you mine. See, that's pretty much what the trailer did. I know, this is gonna go over so many people's heads. There's probably so many people who watch my YouTube channel and don't know who the fuck Prince is, don't give a shit. But the point being, the trailer got me hooked and I was ready for more, even though I'm not really a Last of Us fan. This chick's insane. And why does she think they're gonna tell her something in the trailer and give away the fucking story? The whole point is for you to pay attention to go, oh, I need to know more. I must buy this piece of shit. A trailer is pitched to the audience of what is expected. Wait, also the women, like the woman that was being hung was obviously pretty badass. It took some people to stop her. You could tell by looking at her body. This bitch was not to be trifled with. On top of it, it was a woman giving the orders. Like the woman's like, break that other bitch's arms. And you're like, oh, this chick is ruthless. My God, I'd hate to be her ex-boyfriend. Then she's like, hang this other bitch. And the dudes did it. So right there, you already got a woman in charge, a woman in power, but somehow, God, these feminists don't know what they're doing. Polygon, really. I swear to God, Polygon, such a joke. Polygon is a joke of gaming journalism. Another joke. The joke just isn't funny any fucking more. I have half a mind to go to the last remaining Bee Gees member and have him sing, I started a joke while we read these fucking articles. You think they learned from the shitty-ass gameplay footage they put up of one of their journalists playing Doom like a retarded bonobo chimp that was one-armed and had a bad eye. Let's move on. The trailer is a pitch to the audience of what to expect from the full game. In the past, Naughty Dog trailers have captured a particular mood or suggested a compelling relationship. But here, the promise is almost exclusively gore. I didn't see any gore, really. They broke one chick's arm with a hammer. Well, I guess there was some kind of gore. You did see the bone breaking. I mean, but what the fuck did you expect? I mean, if they didn't want something like that to happen, they hit the bitch with a wiffle bat. I think you can still get hurt from a wiffle bat, come to think of it. There's an argument to be made that the trailer raises an enticing question. Why are these women being attacked? But the mystery is both too familiar and too broad. Without any context, the trailer fails to introduce or even really tease the story players will embark on. That is the problem. I think the story is kind of already established somewhat, from what I can tell. I'm guessing the super buff chick is Ellie. Was that the chick's name from The Last of Us? I don't know, I never played the game. So I'm guessing that's Ellie. Obviously, Ellie's been living one hell of a hard life, and she's also been hitting the gym on the side and drinking her creatine and muscle milk, obviously. I mean, the premise is something happened, they're in the shit, what the fuck's gonna happen next? You better buy the game to find out, faggot. He used the F word. The violence is particularly upsetting, as it features an assault of women. Violent attacks on women, many times for perfunctory purpose, isn't new. The Killing Joke saw the Joker torture Barbara Gordon in a statement that reinforces the notion that gender influences violence. But it was a woman that was giving the orders to have the other chick's arm broken and the other chick hung. Like, I don't know. It seemed like there was a woman in charge of all the violence. These two chicks pissed off this chick who seems to have a lot of fucking influence and people in her corner until she got stabbed in the throat. Then she's just dead. It's obvious that chick she was like the higher up. The general was a woman. The Killing Joke, I don't know what that has to do with this. I'm guessing she just recently saw The Killing Joke moving and didn't read the graphic novel. Because that's the only way I could assume The Killing Joke was somehow relevant to this. Oh my God, this just gets worse and worse the more I read it. The violent imagery used in the trailer to underline the heinous acts being committed are familiar scenes to us. We've seen this play out on other TV shows and movies before, and in real life, 35% of women have experienced violence at the hands of another person in their lifetime, according to a 2017 report of the United Nations.
In our interview 21 years ago, you mentioned the sort of Kremlin-esque, feeling in feminism as a Kremlin-like environment, so much censorship and excommunication and so forth. And students today don't realize that there had been this kind of purge of anyone who was a dissident. I happened to have tenure when I started criticizing it, but it would be career diminishing or career annihilating to criticize feminism, even more so today.
Right. Well, when I was a graduate student at Yale, which was 1968 to 1972, I was the only person doing a dissertation on sex, at the graduate school, and I had trouble getting a job, because of it. I was the only openly gay person, as feminism's ideology cohered and solidified, I could not have a single conversation, okay, with feminists either inside or outside the academy. They could not stand, again, just what you say, anti-art, okay, anti-rock and roll at that time, anti-Rolling Stones, okay. They would not take seriously anything that has to do with biology and hormones or anything like that. I was completely ostracized. So, but I belong to the pro-sex wing of feminism, also pro-art, pro-beauty, pro-fashion, pro-Hollywood. All of these things were anathema.
Pro-glamour.
Pro-glamour. But then, thanks to Madonna, there was this new dissident wing in the 90s, which won. Okay, the pro-sex wing of feminism won. But now, we won all these gains, but the institutionally entrenched feminists, and commissars, right, have brought it all back to square one again. All the new freedoms we won in the 90s in the pro-sex insurgency are gone again.
I mean, it's amazing, and it's a kind of axis of intolerance with deans and fanatical young feminists, and the United States government, because the Department of Education has sent this directive to all the schools that they have to clamp down on harassers and so forth, and they've defined it so broadly that it includes, if you overhear someone telling an off-color joke, you can bring them up on charges of harassment. So we have this little reign of terror, this hyper-Puritanism. It's as though, George Orwell's Junior Anti-Sex League has occupied feminism.
It's truly Stalinist, absolutely. Now,
why is this woman a gaming journalist? She'd be much better off finding a job working for a politician and coming up with, speeches and shit for them to use to fire against gaming as a whole or something. I find it odd that there's this culmination of adding a report for the United Nations with women's abuse. And it's also odd to me that, there's never really any of these articles for abuse towards men. It's weird, killing men, mowing them down in any video game, perfectly normal, perfectly rational, business as usual.
You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan. Even if the plan is horrifying. If tomorrow I tell the press that, a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of soldiers will be blowing up, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan.
Who cares about that? But the second there's a Last of Us trailer and some women get roughed up, all of a sudden it's an issue.
Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's bare.
Maybe this chick needs to watch some videos of Christina Hoff and Camilla Paglia. I don't know, two feminists that I actually respect, who don't sugarcoat or twist facts or make things about men versus women. It almost feels as if modern feminism is about taking away rights from men and giving extra rights to women. I mean, it really is. It's the oddest thing. How come the death of, she's not writing about the dude who died miserably. He took a hammer in the eye socket or some shit. And it was a woman that killed the other woman. So is that still violence against women when there's women killing women in the video? Why is this even written? Who was the editor that saw this and said, this is newsworthy? We're getting a message out there. Fuck, man. Oh God, how long is this? How long is this? It's I'm already done with it. The fact that the antagonist is a woman herself does little to undercut what the trailer is on its most blunt level. An extended sequence of brutal and unexplained violence against women being used to thrill the viewer and ultimately sell a video game. Once again, how many trailers where there's violence against men and nobody gives a shit? I mean, it's like feminists want everything to be totally equal between men and women, treating women like you treat a guy up until points like this, and they're like, whoa, I need my safe space, you asshole.
And these are the freedoms that we won, and now the younger generation of girls want the parental figures back in, okay? It is deeply Stalinist, it is deeply infantilizing, it is deeply reactionary, has nothing to do with feminism.
It's fainting
this is a
couch.
retreat.
It's fainting couch. It's Victorian ladies swooning on their Chez.
Yes.
And you've heard about the safe spaces, young women. I gave a lecture at Oberlin and Georgetown a year ago, and they organized safe spaces for students who were triggered by, it was a philosophy professor was going to induce PTSD because of my what they objected to is that I might have some ideas that invalidate their experience.
They're institutionalizing neurosis.
It's
Right? It's what they're doing.
true.
It's absolute madness.
And have you heard the fashion on campus now is called intersectional feminism. And it's supposedly very progressive, and it's going to take feminism to a place where it is taking account of women with multiply marginalized identities, on and on. But all of the women, the practitioners, seem to meet at the intersection of propaganda and neurosis and rage.
Gundam, I hate your channel now. You're Satan. Hey, god damn, this is really ridiculous. This is gaming journalism? This is gaming journalism. God, I could only imagine if there's a video of violence against dogs. Oh god, people would lose it. It's probably why dog meat couldn't die in Fallout 4. Nobody could handle it. But in Fallout 3, if dog meat died, you go fuck yourself. I remember dog meat would die, and then I'd have to reload an older save and put dog meat in the house when it got too fucked up in certain areas. Like, I don't want dog meat to die. With a game like The Last of Us Part 2, in which presumably there are dozens of other scenes to showcase, why pick the scenes where women are being sadistically brutalized? When Naughty Dog displayed a gameplay trailer during E3 2012, people called the 5 minutes Joel spent tracking down hunters and annihilating them gratuitous with violence. Ooh, fuck this. I'm skipping a couple paragraphs because the more I read it, the more I just kind of question, why am I even bothering with this? Like, this is ridiculous. It really is. Providing a trailer of little to no context leads to more questions about how the trailer came to be. How many women were involved in the creation, editing, and approval of this trailer? In the industry and studios that's predominantly run by men, did women feel comfortable offering a critique? Oh my god!
Thus I clothe my naked villainy with old odd ends, stolen forth from holy writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil.
What is this? Every time I read an excerpt, I feel like I'm punishing myself. I wonder, like, what is the thought process here? Draw some conclusions on her own to make it seem as if there's some sort of well of oppression. I looked at this trailer for The Last of Us, and I didn't think about the genders really, except for like how buff the one chick was. I was like, damn, she must be hitting the gym in between killing zombies and avoiding people and trying to find something to eat. Wow, that's crazy as shit. But other than that, I did find the trailer interesting. I wondered what the hell happened. How did this come to be? How did Ellie get into these situations? Damn, Ellie's fit. Holy shit, Ellie, fuck that bitch up. Oh my god, something's coming. Oh my god, they're fucked now. How will they survive? I better buy a PlayStation 4 to figure it out. I didn't even think about the violence. And what the fuck is this really? When you think about it, America sucks. In the sense of, our country is so without any real problems for the average person that a video game trailer is enough for people to get fucking bent out of shape over. My god, fuck you. Why don't you go live in India and worry about a drone strike mistakenly picking your granddad as an Al-Qaeda member and watch him get blown to fucking smithereens. Now there is something worth writing a goddamn blog post about. Not this shit. Not watching a goddamn trailer and then you couldn't find your safe space pillow, so then you got on your Polygon, wrote this shit out, and your editor, being a pussy of a man probably, sat there and said, oh, this is some hard-hitting journalism. I better not say anything or else I'll be seen as a, whatever the fuck, a male chauvinist pig or something like that. The trailer, like, I was about to say the trailer. This article even goes on to talk about some old shit. I remember hearing like once or twice about some people complaining about the X-Men Apocalypse fucking billboard. If you remember, there's a billboard where Apocalypse is choking out Mystique, and feminists were up in arms and they're like, violence against women, oh my god. And it's like, have any of you read the comics, you motherfuckers? I bet you haven't. I bet you fucking haven't. Good god. It's fucking art, you fucker. I mean, really. These are the type of people that would have seen Charles Dickens novels that weren't A Christmas Carol and told him, this has got to stop, Charles. No. They would have gone to Mark Twain and said, I'm sorry, Mark, but the character of Nigger Jim is too offensive. The whole book is done, you racist pig. I mean, really, it's art. They're telling a story. The trailer, I guess, can be gruesome for some people, but really life is fucking gruesome. Have you ever thought about life in the Congo, you fucker? Have you ever thought about life in Russia, someplace really shitty? I mean, think about it. Art imitates life. Life is not kind. The problem with the average American millennial that cries about shit like this is the fact they never got punched in the face before. It's the fact no one's broken any of their bones. They've never been shot at, they've never been stabbed, they've never been robbed, they've never been held at gunpoint. The most these motherfuckers have for a harrowing experience is they might have some sort of cyst on their ovaries or liver cancer runs in their family, and they gotta go see a doctor for it. And then at Thanksgiving, they sit there and go, well, at one time I had to see the doctor was a real scare for me, and now I realize that family's more important than ever than me, and ever since then I really look at how life is different, and you think, fuck you, Chuck. Nothing has ever happened to you once interesting in your whole fucking life, and I'm fucked because I have to hear about your goddamn cancer scare for the rest of my fucking life, making me wish that I was the one with cancer because I probably would have died from it, and I'd be free of you during this shitty-ass Thanksgiving. Fuck you and your wife, Chuck.
Awkward moments of your life.
That was way off the mark, forgive me. Basically, let me finish this. I'll just go to our last paragraph. Nor is the issue limited to video game marketing. Last year, Fox came under fire after a billboard in Los Angeles promoting X-Men Apocalypse depicting Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence being strangled by Apocalypse. Like the new trailer, Last of Us Part 2, there is no context for the assault, and even with context, is this the best image to sell a film? To capture what makes X-Men special? No. You don't know shit about the X-Men. You don't know shit about the X-Men. I doubt you do. You don't know fuck about the X-Men that doesn't have shit to do with the movies. Apocalypse choking out Mystique. Number one, the fact that Mystique is even in the mix is stupid if we want to get into comic book talk, because Apocalypse was usually after the X-Men and Mystique was never one of the fucking X-Men. It would have made more sense if it was Apocalypse choking out Rogue or something. And for God's sakes, if you've read comics, you know that Apocalypse is like the first fucking mutant. He's the baddest son of a bitch that's walked the face of the goddamn earth. Apocalypse values strength and power. Only the strong survive in Apocalypse's world. So if he sees Mystique unfit to live, then he would destroy her in his new world that he was creating, where only the fittest survived. There was one great quote from the X-Men cartoon I never forgot. When the racist against mutants found out that the guy he's working with was Apocalypse to make a strand of viruses to kill mutants, he's like, you're a filthy mutant. And then Apocalypse looks at the guy and goes, I am as far above them as they are above you. And I'm just like, oh shit. Mutants are the next step in human evolution. Mind blown. I'm sorry, because this is like all over the place for me. I know I'm supposed to read this and give a rebuttal that makes sense, but let's face it, I have more ADD than Markiplier has tears. If you see a fucking movie billboard of Apocalypse choking out a woman and you're somehow triggered, you probably need to be choked out. Oh my god, fuck you, Gundam. I'm sorry, but for real. I mean, there's so much more going on in the world. There's so much more. I think it's the fact that America's so safe, it leaves a lot of people to be pussies. I mean, plain and simple. It leaves so many people free to be pussies. I mean, if America was as war-torn as any other country, like a third world country or something, I think more people would have, they'd have more balls, you know, they wouldn't give a shit. You know, I think if you walk around like the shittiest parts of like Russia, you probably see someone strung out and stroking out on the side of the road over bad meth, and your friend Dimitri would go, keep going, my friend, it is nothing new, he'll be good tomorrow, no big problem. You know, like Jesus Christ. When I see articles like this, I think this is why nobody gives a shit about gaming journalism. This is why it's a joke to anyone who really games. When you see the journalists who couldn't play Cuphead, when you see the last journalist on Polygon that couldn't play fucking Doom, I mean literally, aiming was beyond this dude. He couldn't move his character in aim. I wonder how the fuck does he jerk off? Because if you're using one hand to jerk off and you need the other one for lube, I bet this motherfucker knocked over everything on his goddamn table before he got it. And then he thought, fucking lube bottle, I need to make it easier for me to grab, dude. Fucking A. Like, I'm triggered now. This triggers me. Bad journalism triggers me. Whiny feminism triggers me. What the fuck was this? The gaming industry is so fucking fucked, isn't it? Because on one end, the gaming industry is sitting there worrying about offending people like this who somehow have a gaming journal. If you can't differentiate the context between art and life, there's something wrong with you. Just like when, Albert Hitchcock. Before him, they used to keep violence out, like you couldn't see anything violent on the screen. Then Albert Hitchcock came in, changed the game, and added violence and stabbing and all this other shit, and he became a legend. It's because it's just like this weird sort of Puritan bullshit, you know? I don't even know what it is. It's like they want to be liberal, but they also want to be restrictive. It doesn't make a shred of sense, this article. I'm completely and utterly dumbfounded. I'm incapable of articulating how I feel towards it, because it is just so disconcerting, so disheartening, so alienating, in the sense of something as simple as a game trailer meant to just enthrall you, to make you interested in what's going on with the story, showing you, I guess you could say, gruesome acts, but in all actuality, in the world in which they live, the universe in which they reside, violence is everyday life. It's kill or be killed. Society is dead in The Last of Us. There's no more civil laws, no more civil liberties. It's all about survival, just like the fucking jungle. I bet this girl gets mad when she watches National Geographic and a wolf tears into the ass of a cute little bunny. Does she send them an angry fucking email? Dear National Geographic, I'm Julia Alexander of Polygon. Your last documentary on wolves left me sick to my stomach as I watched the wolf eat the cute little bunny rabbit. After I finished vomiting profusely all over my iPad mini, I began to furiously write you this strongly worded letter about the violence against little bunny rabbits. This study showed by the fucking UN. Oh god, I need to stop. I should have stopped a while ago and just went on a harangue, because there was no point in me reading it. The only thing I did was upset myself even more. Even in the comment sections, people are kind of nipping into this journalist, if you will, because it was just completely stupid. The only person that could really look at this and agree with it has absolutely no true sense of reality. It's one of those safe space people. It's one of, I can only see a woman who is truly into the feminist movement, and I'll show you what modern millennial feminists act like in a moment.
You identify as a millennial?
Yes, I am a millennial. But here's the thing. It's like old people like Andrew have a problem accepting that millennials feel like they want to be treated differently. And millennials have a problem that old people don't want to do that. And so with Andrew, I find a lot of conflict, because in his generation, it's always like, just take it, suck it up, and make the change. But in my generation, that's not how we think. Millennials are not all the same people, and we all want to be taught differently.
That's really not possible with driving.
No, I'm not happy with that. That doesn't make sense. You don't have to you can teach someone how to drive in different ways.
Some of the things that we know in terms of the downfalls of millennials, there's a tendency to seek instant gratification.
Absolutely.
There's a tendency towards entitlement.
Sure.
Less adaptability, and rather low resilience.
Okay, so let's talk. I think I have high resilience, actually, highest.
At a crawl. At a crawl.
I'm just gonna tear that whole
Watch
right
me. Come to me.
No, it.
That's not a crawl, Crystal. That's not going in a crawl.
I can't do this. You guys, I'm sorry. I just can't drive.
You just got a flat tire.
No, I didn't.
No way.
No, I didn't. Oh my God, I'm the first one to break the tire.
Come on, and you're gonna fix it. You're gonna
I can't fix a tire.
You can too.
It's like those women that want to treat the world like their backyard. It's like when you know some girls and they dress kind of hoary and go to bad areas of parties, and you're like, listen, you shouldn't be doing that. And they're like, I can do whatever I want. And I'm like, yeah, you can, but you suffer the consequences. I can go to a black guy and say the N-word with a strong R, but just because I'm brown doesn't mean I'm down. In fact, I'll be down for the count when they're done beating my ass. I'm sorry. I'm disgusted by this. I had a very pathetic lunch. Thank you for sending me this link, Chloe. I'd rather be in the bathroom tiling the floor. That would have been more fun. Because at least tiling the floor, there's no bullshit involved. I don't have to be made painfully aware people like this exist, and they are journalists. This is why nobody trusts gaming journalists. This is why nobody respects them. This is a clear example. Turning a fucking trailer for a video game to get people excited about a PlayStation exclusive into a soapbox to push your own political and personal beliefs on your readers is probably one of the shittiest moves you can make, in my personal opinion. I've got some strong political beliefs, but I don't share them with you. You know, you want to share your beliefs, get your own platform. I mean, fuck, not this, man. This only makes you seem like a joke. This is what people, even women, a woman sent me this and laughed at this journalist. Like, normal women will look at this and go, wow, this is fucking stupid. I'm sending it to Gundam, because I'm sure he'll have a fucking brain aneurysm reading it. I'm gonna go get my dog. Poopsie! Poopsie! I'm gonna print up this paper, Poopsie, and I want you to piss on it. You hear me? You're going to piss on this, Poopsie. I can actually give more of a shit than me. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. If not, to hell with it. But if you do decide to follow me, first of all, thank you, because it does mean a lot when people follow me. I spent my... No! 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 Bad dog! Get out! Get out! You worshiper of Satan! Dog just pissed on the fucking carpet, dude. Like, you fucking little shithead. As I was saying, if you choose to follow me, you know, it does mean a lot, and it also makes my voice louder. In an industry just becoming more and more full of bullshit journalism like this. If they're not bought and paid for, they've got some political agenda to shove down your throat. Just like that transsexual journalist from GameSpot that gave Grand Theft Auto like a 9.5 or a 9 simply because the journalist's personal beliefs on women's rights and feminism were offended by the game. And I'm like, what part of art don't you understand? Would you go to an art gallery and then look at the statue of David and go, his penis is out, this offends me, and then break it off of it? Your ass would end up in jail. Point being, I don't know. And I got pissed to clean, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. Thank you for your time if you even bothered to sit through this monstrosity.